So welcome back. So fifth lecture of the IQM. Okay, so today we will finish the chapter number first chapter of the IQM subject. Okay, so last only planning point is remaining. Okay, so last lecture we have studied that. So basic system approach to the management. Okay, what is the social responsibility of manager or industry? Social responsibility, ethics in management. So likewise point we have covered. Okay, so last point we have to complete. Today we will finish the chapter number 1. Okay. The basic five managerial functions we already discussed: planning, organizing, leading, controlling, and stopping. Okay, social responsibility we already discussed. A number of examples we have studied. What is ethics? Definitions of ethics we already discussed in last lecture. Okay. Now, uh, last point of the chapter is the planning. Okay. Now, planning is a first managerial function. Now, actually, what is the planning? Now, in planning, different concepts are required. Okay, if you consider the plan, okay, this is showing a tree. Now, this is a planning tree. Now, whenever you want to start planning of anything, industrial planning, family planning, okay, different types of planning for any sector, any field, planning is required. Huh? So, let me student. Huh? Now for the planning, the goals is required. Okay, so what is the level of goal, short term goal, long term goal? Now we have to set up, we have to find out first of all goal, we have to decide the goal, what is our short term goal and what is our long term goal. Okay, with the help of short term goal we can reach up to the our final goal or the long term goal. Now what you for the teamwork is also required, strategy is also required for the planning. What strategy, what ways, what is a uh, schedule of that planning, schedule of that industry, whatever the production industry may be there or service industry may be there. Now all these are start from ideas. Now what different types of ideas we have to discuss that idea in group. Okay, suppose we have to, you can take the help of whatever the experience field, experience faculty, also experienced person, experienced industrialist. Okay, so for that purpose we can discuss ideas, performance, whatever the performance will be there of particular industrial employees. Okay, so that is also important. Now we have to consider competition also at the time of planning. Now we have to compare whatever the present in industry or society. Okay, suppose we want to start up one new business. Now for that purpose we have to see that first of all whatever the present in society. Already different businesses are running in society, but we have to give better than them. Okay, for that purpose we have to consider the competition also. Okay, according to that competition you can start your business. Huh? Now innovation is also important at the time of planning process. Okay, marketing, whatever the survey of marketing, study of that marketing, what people is expecting. Now all that factor are also very important for the start of the planning. Now we have to see detailed planning. What is the definition of planning? Planning involves selecting mission and objectives and deciding on the action to achieve. This is very simple way. Planning is nothing but schedule, whatever the way of that particular industrial startup. Now planning involves selecting mission. Okay. Now mission is nothing but whatever the ideas generation, whatever the collection of ideas. Huh? Now we have to set different objectives for that industry. Okay, and deciding on the actions to achieve them. Whatever the mission and whatever the objective we have decided, that objectives we have to achieve. Now this is nothing but the planning. Now most essential task to see everyone understand the group's mission. ओके, म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस सुरुवात होते बिझनेसची त्यावेळेस सगळ्याला कळायला पाहिजे, नाहीतर चूक झाली की हा मला समज नव्हतं म्हणणार, मला सांगितलं नव्हतं. ओके, म्हणजे we are having any solution of any problem in universe. Okay, but that problem should be others. ओके, म्हणजे जगातल्या सगळ्या गोष्टी सोल्युशन आपल्याकडे असतं पण ते प्रॉब्लेम दुसऱ्याचा पाहिजे. ओके, सो दिस शुड नॉट बी हॅपन. So for that purpose we have to first of all, this is a very very essential task. Okay, because we are consider we are manager, we have to complete all that uh, different tasks. Okay, so to see every one understand the group's mission and the objectives and method to the attaining them, same definition. Okay, now whatever the groups or individual work will be there. Okay, so you have to group effort is people knew they are the function of planning. Now what is the function of planning? Group effort is to be effective. Definitely our output will be effective. Okay, if output is effective, definitely profit will be there. Now this is also very simple way. Okay, people must know what they are expected to accomplish. Okay, you have to discuss, you have to discuss whatever the plan you have made, okay, at the time of startup industries. Okay, for that purpose this is very important. Okay, everyone should consider, everyone allow or discuss whatever the plan to the each and every employee. Okay, म्हणजे मनाचं मालक व्हायचं नाही. Okay, if whatever the employer or whatever the groups of that company, okay, group of people will understand that idea, understand that planning, definitely output of that planning will be better. Okay, so this is our duty and this is a very important factor. Okay, so what so to accomplish our goal. Okay, now this is a function of planning. Now it is the most basic of all the managerial function. This is the first step of the management. Okay, planning is the first step of the or most basic step of the management. Okay, now different types of the plan. Okay, number of plans are there, types of plan we have to study. Okay, so mission or purpose. Now first plan is mission or purpose. Okay, now we can say that the whatever the objectives. Okay, now mission and purpose, we can see that each and every company or industry is having whatever the mission and vision and mission of that industry. Okay, you can see that our departmental vision, college vision. Okay, mission and vision now is nothing but the purpose. Okay, so what is a basic purpose to start up that industry, what is the basic purpose to run that industry. Now this is a first type of the plan. Okay, no different type as per requirement. Okay, so we can change if product industry will be there, service industry will be there. Okay, if any now for example agriculture industry may be there. Okay, that's goal and whatever the vision mission is different. Okay, if hospital, you will consider hospital, you will consider military. Okay, so each and everyone's goal and whatever the mission and purpose is different. Okay, according to that mission and purpose we have to adjust them. Okay, now this is the first plan, mission or purpose. Now next type of plan is objectives or goal. Okay, objective is nothing but what we have to done, okay, in future. That factors is nothing but the objective or goal, we can say that the goal. Okay, target of entire target of that industry. Okay, now second type is a second type of plan is objective. Now third type is the strategies. Okay, whatever the strategies you have to decide. Okay, because according to that strategy your industry will run. Now this is a third point. Okay, strategy is nothing but we have to schedule, for example timetable. Okay, each and every employees whatever the morning time is 8:50. Okay, so according to a time given, each and every faculty will reach should reach at 8:50. Okay, so this is a strategy. If there will be any variation, okay, or fluctuation may be there, now how we can start the work, because some work is required the group Okay, some group some work is required, number of people at the time. Okay, so for that purpose we have to decide first of all timetable. Okay, so whatever the action, okay, whatever the reaction on that you have to take on as a manager. Okay, so strategy is a third part of the planning. Okay, so we have to decide that. Now different policies. Okay, for example, if you consider the take a one example, this is a COVID-19. Okay, so there are number of vaccines are available. Okay, so but which vaccine we have to decide, okay, which vaccine we have to take. Now for that purpose different policies are given by government also. Okay, SOPs. Now so for that purpose the different policies are required for the industry also. Okay, now what policy? Now first of all we have to reach ओनली द कोरोना वॉरियर्स. ओके, म्हणजे डॉक्टर लोकांनाच आधी लस द्या, बरोबर आहे का? तर डॉक्टरांना जर कोरोना झाला तर काय होणार आहे, डेफिनेटली कोरोना झालेला नीट कोण करणार. ओके, सो दिस इज वी हॅव टू कन्सिडर ऑल दॅट फॅक्टर्स. ओके, सो for that purpose the different policies are there. Suppose in after the completion of your work, okay, some industries are expecting your product. Okay, but whatever the production rate of that product is, for example 100 units per day. Okay, but suddenly a very reputed company is expecting the 10,000 product from your industry. Okay, now how you can manage them? Okay, जर तुम्ही नाही दिलं तर दुसरं कोणतरी देणार आहे. Okay, so for that purpose the different policies should be there. Okay, suppose for example different whatever the repayment of that object. Okay, इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये पण असं होऊ शकतं. आता घरी आपलं तुम्ही ग्रामीण भागामध्ये किंवा शहरी भागामध्ये उसनं घेणे किंवा उधार घेणे, उधार हे कन्सेप्ट असतो मॅनेजमेंटमध्ये. ओके, सो दॅट फॅक्टर ऑल्सो यू हॅव टू स्टडी. ओके, सो दॅट पॉलिसी इज ऑल्सो मस्ट. Okay, so you have to consider that policies also. You have to decide policies for that company for in any situation. Okay, suppose if any strike may be happen, suppose if any corona like situation may be there. Okay, so due to that the lockdown may happen. Okay, so that time what we have to do? Okay, for example if food industries was stopped, okay, then what happened? जर कोरोना सुरू असताना सगळ्या इंडस्ट्री बंद होत्या, फूड इंडस्ट्री बंद होत्या का? बंद ठेवल्या असतं तर मग माणूस जगणार कसा? ओके, सो डिफरंट पॉलिसीज आर डिफरंट पॉलिसी डिसिजन आर डिसाइडिंग द पॉलिसीज इज मस्ट. ओके, सो गव्हर्नमेंट रोल इज ऑल्सो देअर. ओके, म्हणजे गव्हर्नमेंट काय केलं, कृषी जेव्हा शेतीमाल जो होता त्याला कुठली बंधन ठेवली नाही लॉकडाऊनमध्ये. ओके, म्हणजे माल वाहतूक सुरू होती किंवा बाबा काय फूड इंडस्ट्री, मिल्क ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन असेल, हे सगळं सुरू होतं लॉकडाऊनमध्ये. ओके, so that policies are also very important. Okay, so different you have to decide the policies. Now this is a fourth type of the planning. Now planning may be policies, in planning strategies may be there, objectives mission. Okay, next the plan is a procedure. Okay, a procedure BA48. So procedure is a fifth type of plan. Okay, now procedure is nothing but schedule. Whatever schedule you have given, whatever the methodology of that industry. Okay, or we are studying planning. So in planning, what is the role of procedure? Okay, so whatever the plan we have decided, according to that plan, according to that methodology, we have to start up that industry. Okay, start up that work. Okay, so different procedure may be there. Okay, if you consider the production of mobile, okay, or production of agriculture equipment, so what will be the procedure for them? First of all we have to take a market survey. We have to meet the whatever the farmers, okay, what they require, what they are expecting. This is the first step, initial survey step. Now after that survey we have to take the permission from the government to start up that industry. Okay, so you have to give their proposal of that industry. Suppose for that purpose the financial requirement is also there. For that purpose you have to meet bank. Okay, with the help of bank you can take whatever the financial asset, financial help from the bank also. Okay, so that is a nothing but after finance, if finance will get whatever the area requirement. Okay, so whatever land area or non-agriculture area is required for that industry. Now we have to take the permission from government. We have to take whatever the different notary you have to done from the governmental authorities. Okay, after that the whatever the recruitment of the people or employees required. Okay, so purchasing of the initial whatever the different machineries. Okay, electricity, whatever the water requirement. Now all that factor we have to decide and should be considered in the procedure. Now according to that procedure you can start the industry. Okay, after market survey is also important. Okay, as per market survey, as per market requirement, you have to whatever the produce the product. Okay, if product will not accepted by the market, then there will be very difficulty. Okay, so according to the procedure, now this is a one of the type of planning. Okay, now we have to decide the planning. Okay, now in terms of the procedure, now next type of plan is a rule. Rule is nothing but whatever the standard regulations. Okay, now what is required for that industry. Okay, rules and regulation. So as like for example whatever the metrology and measurement, this is also one of the rule. Okay, government authorized amendment. Okay, so we have to consider that different rule, we have to decide rules. Okay, now rules for the rules are required for the whatever the way of that industrial should be clear. Okay, so for that very different rules from government, state government, local government, okay, central government. Now whatever the rule for the employee, whatever the rule for the purchasing material, now you can say that the standard of that purchasing of the raw material. Okay, so according to the raw material your product will be there, whatever the quality of that product will be there. So you have to consider all that factors. Okay, so you have to decide rule. Okay, the rule is also one of the type of the planning. Okay, you can say that rule as a planning. Now program, different programs we have to say study. And last is the budgets. Okay, budget is nothing but the financial whatever the financial factor of the planning. Now for budget, okay, what we have to done. Okay, so whatever the financial if म्हणजे काय म्हणतो बघा आपण सगळं सोंग करता पैशात सोंग करता येत नाही. Okay, so like that. Now budget is also important. Now what is a budget and what is a supply of money? This is a different. Huh? Budget is nothing but initial distribution of whatever that money, or whatever that finance. Now suppose for example budget is always before starting the academic year, before starting the industrial year. ओके, म्हणजे 31 मार्चला आपलं काय होतंय, फायनान्शियल इयर स्टॉप होते बरोबर का. म्हणजे 31 मार्चला तुमचा पुढच्या वर्षीचा प्लॅन रेडी असायला पाहिजे. प्लॅन म्हणजे बजेट. ओके, नाहीतर रोजच्या रोज आपण खिशात पैसे असेल तर हा चला हे चालत नाही. ओके, सो वी हॅव टू डिसाइड बिफोर 1 year. Okay, and according to that budget you have to that use that money as per the requirement. Okay, so budget should not be vary. Okay, now whatever the if there will be any difficulties, certain uncertainty may be there. Okay, definitely budget will collapse. Okay, so some extra money, 10% 20% money should be saved. Okay, or should be in backside for the if any uncertainty will be happen. ओके, म्हणजे एक संकट जर आलं कुठलं तर काय 20% 30% बजेट आहे तुमचं बाजूला पाहिजे. ओके, सो बजेट प्लॅनिंग इज ऑल्सो important and our budget is also one of the type of planning. Now from where we have to take a financial support. Okay, bank. Now for bank what are the requirements? So you have to give the whatever the काय म्हणतो त्याला आपण जामीन. Okay, so certain requirement from the bank also. Okay, so you have to give the whatever the papers of that land. Okay, any supportive person may be there. Okay, after that bank will take a insurance. Now for that insurance different some amount is required. Now, so number of factors are there. Okay, in budget, that budget you have to decide. Bank will take whatever according to your proposal. Okay, but if you require the financial support from bank or loan from bank, now first of all you have to show the proposal of that your industry. If bank satisfied that proposal, bank will give you amount. Okay, okay. Another factor is also there. If you ask for the 10 lakh, okay, bank will try to give minimum. म्हणजे 10 लाख म्हणजे बँक कमीत कमी द्यायला बघणार. ओके, म्हणजे आपण काय करणार आहे, द एक्स्ट्रा मनी वी कॅन आस्क देम. ओके, म्हणजे 15 लाख लागायचे असेल तर 20 लाख मागवायचे बँकेला, तर कुठं बँक कमी जास्त करून ते 15 लाख पर्यंत देते. ओके, सो दॅट फॅक्टर्स वी हॅव टू कन्सिडर बिकॉज वी आर कन्सिडरिंग द ऑल द फंक्शन्स ॲज अ मॅनेजर. नाव this is a also important type of plan in management. Okay, so these are the 8 types of plan. Okay, this question may ask for the examination. Now after types of plan, now whatever the steps in planning, okay, whatever the plan, now that step will be required for each and every type of plan. Okay, so we can see the steps of planning. Okay, is it visible? Now steps of planning. Now first step is being aware of opportunity, market, competition. Okay, so already we have no. Okay, if you want to start in industry, definitely you have to first of all study the market. Okay, according to market, we have to, you can start your business, you can start your industrial product. Okay, so first step is a survey of that market. We have to consider the competition in that market. Now what market is expecting, what is the requirement for the market. Now according to that study you can start your industry. This is the first step of the planning. Okay, whatever the competition, now suppose number of businesses are there, number of products are in market. So you have to give how customer will choose your product. Okay, so some innovation, some aesthetic may be there, some quality. Now all the factors you should consider at the time of the initial step of the planning. Okay, is my screen visible or not? Huh. Write your roll numbers, all of you. Write your roll numbers here. 7, 30, 37, 55 आहेत, जागे आहेत बऱ्यापैकी. 3. Okay, so first step of planning is to study the market. Okay, now according to the competition you have to select the which product should be suitable for our company. Okay, being aware of opportunity. Now which opportunity is available. Okay, if you want to, or if you are having different ideas, okay, from that couple of ideas, group of ideas, we have to select one idea. Okay, now idea will be select on the basis of the opportunity. Okay, now for example, one best example is there. Okay, now our in India the tea hotel, काय म्हणतो आपण, चहाची जी टपरी असते बघा, ते पूर्वी कशा कुठं पण असायचे बरोबर का, गाड्यावर असणार, कोण हातात किटली घेऊन जाणार. ओके, पण इफ यू सी इन मार्केट नाव or nowadays, okay, there are very aesthetic view they are given. Okay, खुमणे गोळाचा चहा, ओके, कुठला ते एवले टीज, किती त्यांनी भारी फर्निचर केलं बरोबर का. म्हणजे दॅट समथिंग ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी, म्हणजे मार्केटमध्ये माहिती आहे आपल्याला चहा हे लोकांना लागतो माहिती बरोबर का. मग आता टपरीवर लोक जातील गाड्यावर चहा प्यायला का, त्या चांगल्या ठिकाणी जातील. Okay, something quality you have to decide. Okay, so number of opportunities we are having. Now what is the procedure to accept that opportunity, and how customer or how people will attract your business, attract towards your business. Now this is very important. Okay, aesthetic views also important. Now this is a very first step of the planning. Competition also you have to study. Now this is the first step. Now second step is a setting objective or goal. If you have decided one idea, if you have got an opportunity if after the after the survey of market and considering the competition, okay, you have to set the aim, target, objectives or goal, okay, for your industry. Now this is a second step. Now at the time of setting goals, लवकर आलेत कोण आहे? Yeah. Now after the now set for the setting objectives and goal. Okay, you have to decide. Again, we have to suggest. Sorry. Again, you have to discuss whatever the idea you have selected. Now, whatever the future opportunities, some different government rules and regulation you have to decide also. Now, according to that, we have to select or set the objectives or goal. This is the second step. Okay. Now, next step is the considering the planning and premises. Considering the planning and premises, whatever the planning already these steps are of planning, okay, but due to also at the time of planning, okay, you have to consider the premises. Okay, what is the premises? So different, whatever the initial requirement, okay, for that business. For example, land is required or whatever the area, okay. If you are having own land, there will be no problem, okay, but you have not land. Now what is the option for them? You have to take land as a rent, okay. On rent you can take the land or whatever the area for your industry or any business, okay. So you have to consider whatever the different premises also, okay. Now next step is identifying alternatives. This is very important step, okay. Now alternative, don't stay on same point, okay. म्हणजे एका समजा मार्केटमध्ये एखादी गोष्ट आहे, okay. Very best example is there, okay. For the construction, okay, sand is required, okay. म्हणजे वाळू बांधकामासाठी लागते, बरोबर. आता बघायचे, आता तुम्ही बघत असाल इकडे तिकडे समाजामध्ये तर वाळूच मिळणार आता, बरोबर का? कशामुळं? ड्यू टू द गव्हर्नमेंट कन्स्ट्रेंट्स, ओके. वाळू चोरीमुळे काय व्हायला लागलं? वाळू मिळत नाही. मग वाळू मिळत नाही म्हणून ते सगळं काम थांबवणार का? सो समथिंग अल्टरनेटिव्ह शुड बी देअर, ओके. यू हॅव टू डिसाइड, यू हॅव टू सिलेक्ट द अल्टरनेटिव्ह फॉर एनी सिच्युएशन, ओके. अशा सिच्युएशन भरपूर येणार, रोज येऊ शकतात तुमच्या, ओके. बट यू हॅव टू आयडेंटिफाय द अल्टरनेटिव्ह फॉर ईच अँड एव्हरी टाइम. Okay, suppose you are not having you are not getting the permission for that industry, okay. So what will be there? आता हे ऑफिशियली सांगता येत नाही मला, बरोबर का? पण आपण काय करतो, लगेच टेबला करून 200-300-500 रुपये देतो तिथे, बरोबर का, कचेरीमध्ये. सो दॅट अल्टरनेटिव्ह इज ऑल्सो रिक्वायर्ड, ओके. म्हणजे त्या असं मी तुम्हाला मोटिवेट करत नाही, बरं का, गैरसमज करून घेऊ नका. बट समथिंग अल्टरनेटिव्ह शुड बी देअर, ओके. यू हॅव टू search another way to reach at that goal, okay. So different or identifying alternatives is also very important for your business, okay. Don't stop your business, don't stop your planning. If anything is not available, you have to decide alternative, you have to select, you have to identify the alternatives for them, okay. And this is the fourth step of the planning. Now next step is comparing alternatives in the light of goals. Wait, I'm audible very clearly. Okay, I will check messages. ठीक आहे, आहेत जागे. Now next step is comparing the alternatives in light of goal. Same this is also point for the alternatives, comparing alternatives in light of goals. Now there will be the number of alternatives will be there, okay. Now which alternative or which factor is suitable for us, okay, this is also important, okay. म्हणजे alternatives भरपूर मिळतील, but which alternative I have to say. Now according to that alternatives, whether your quality of your product will be reduced, okay. Now you have to maintain quality also, you have to consider the financial support also, okay. म्हणजे एखादी गोष्ट मिळत नाही तर मध्ये बघा ते कोरोना काळामध्ये रेमडेसिवीर जे काही इंजेक्शन होतं बरं का, काय काळा बाजार सुरू होता तिथं, म्हणजे अल्टरनेटिव्ह होतं त्याला काहीतरी कोरोनाला. मग ते काय व्हायला लागलं, न परवडणार होतं लोकांना. ओके, सो there will be different alternative, but which alternative is suitable? Okay, for if you consider the vaccine of corona also, okay, number of vaccines are available in market. Okay, but which vaccine is suitable, or which vaccine we can purchase? Okay, so that factors are also there important. Okay, so comparing the alternatives in the light goal. Okay, so easily you have to achieve our goal. Now for that purpose, which factor or which alternative will be suitable for our product, this should be very important. Now this is a step, fifth step of the planning. Now while planning, the next step is a choosing an alternatives, selecting the course of action. Okay, on alternative, selecting the course of action. What is now course of action is nothing but again schedule. Okay, so from where we have to start the industry, from where we have to start your production. Okay, so for that purpose you have to choose whatever the course of action. The next step is the formulating supporting plans. Okay, now supporting plan is nothing but already in last lecture we have discussed the external environment factors. Okay, input or output, according to input or according to the government policies or rule. Okay, different constraints and others. Okay, so we have to decide or formulating the supporting plan. Okay, if the financial shortage may be there. Okay, so you have to search what are the ways to collect the finance. So bank loan may be there, share market may be there. Okay, you can buy sell the share of that company. Okay, so all that factors are available, and that are also supportive plans. Okay, or this is a supporting system, financial supporting system is there. Okay, so again government rules. Okay, government policies, we have to decide, we have to follow them. Okay, now this is a main part of the planning. Okay, second last step, formulating supporting plan, and last step of planning is a qualifying plans by market and budget. Okay, market मेकिंग बजेट, क्वालिफाईंग प्लॅन बाय मेकिंग बजेट. म्हणजे ऍक्च्युली आपण वर्क करायला सुरूच केलं ना. ओके, हे सगळं प्लॅनिंगच आहे. ओके, म्हणजे आपण कुठं प्लॅनिंग इज अ फर्स्ट स्टेप. Okay, planning we can set up from one room, single room also. Okay, so we don't require to go outside for financial requirement. Okay, you can visit the bank, we can whatever the supportive factors are there. Okay, we can take a help from them. So this is a last step of the planning, quantifying plans by making budget. Okay, so our last point is a decision making. If any doubt is there, step in planning and types of planning. Okay, in examination, one question may be there. Okay, types of planning and steps in planning. कोण काय करतं, स्टेप आले की टाईप लिहितात, टाईप आले की स्टेप लिहितात. आज काय करू नका. ओके, सो टाइप्स आर डिफरंट and step are different. Okay, so last point of this chapter is the decision making. Okay, what is decision making? Now is when decision will be required. Okay, whenever the different alternatives may be there. Okay, so that time we have to decide the decision. Okay, now the act or process of deciding something, especially with a group of people, is nothing but the decision making. Okay, decision making is nothing but the act or any process. Okay, action, to take action on that plan, to take action for on that alternative. This is nothing but the decision making. Okay, number of alternatives are available in market. Okay, so number of opportunities already we have discussed in steps in planning. Okay, so number of opportunities, but which suppose this is very important. If decision will fail, okay, definitely entire work will fail. म्हणजे decision is very important for the business or industrial product. Okay, according to that decision, म्हणजे काय म्हणतो बघा आपण, निर्णय हा चुकला नाही पाहिजे. किंवा जरी चुकला तर काय होणार आहे, जे काय पुढे त्या निर्णयावर अवलंबून असणार आहे ते सगळं चुकत जाणार आहे. ओके, सो दिस इज फॉर दॅट पर्पज द डिसिजन मेकिंग इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. ओके, द ऍक्ट or process of deciding something, especially with a group of people. Now you can take the help, you can discuss that plan, okay, at the time of decision making. Hmm? Hmm. Now what factors are important in the decision making? Identifying the problem. Okay, now this is also identifying the problem. Okay, whatever the problem may happen in future. Okay, so that problem, identification of that problem is also required for the decision making. Making the diagnosis. Okay, diagnosis, making the diagnosis is also important, because whenever you will fail to decide whatever the plan, definitely the entire work will be waste. Okay, so you have to make a diagnosis. Okay, this is a important. Next, analyze the problem. What is analyze? Analyze is nothing but to study whatever the problem. Okay, whatever the our role, whatever the work will be there in future. Okay, so that factor is also important, and this is considered in the decision making. Okay, next is alternative solution or course of action. Okay, developing alternative solution or course of action. Okay, if any shortage may be there. Okay, suppose raw material will not be available. Okay, so whatever something alternative should be there. Huh? Now which for that decision also required. Okay, number of alternatives are available. Okay, which alternative is important. Okay, now suppose at the time of construction, okay, number of cement industries are there. Which ultra so काय डिप्लो माझ्यापेक्षा जास्त तुम्हाला माहिती असतील. ओके, ACC सिमेंट, अल्ट्राटेक सिमेंट, बांगर सिमेंट. Huh? So which alternatives are, number of alternatives are available. Okay, but which alternative is suitable for us? Okay, so that factors are important, or this is a very huge role in the decision making. Now selecting the best solution. A solution may be also number of solution may be there. Okay, but which solution is suitable? As like alternative. Okay, alternative is nothing but the another, we can choose another factor. Okay, but solution is nothing but the way, which way is suitable for us, which way is will be financial for us. Okay, so that consideration is also important in the decision making. Okay, now converting the decision on effective action. Whatever the decision we have made, okay, so that decision should be converted into effective action. Okay, आता तुम्ही स्वतः म्हणत बसला की डिसिजन झालं मी घेतलं, but whatever the next level manager they are not accepted. Okay, so that will be very difficult. Now for that purpose, converting the decision on effective action is another point required for the decision making. Now next point is required for follow up of the decision. Okay, suppose whatever the action you have given, whatever the role or work you have given to the each and every employee. Okay, so whatever the record of individual or record of group you should handle. Okay, or follow up you have to take, or take the follow up from whatever the decided decision. So these factors are important for the decision making. Now some types of decision. Okay, now types of decision. Now first is a programmed or non-programmed decision. Now what is a programmed and non-programmed decision? Okay, suppose whatever, if you consider in your industry or in a small scale industry or startup or in any trading. Okay, now programmed is nothing but the standard way. Okay, suppose for example you can take an example of that different teas, टी काय म्हणतो आपण त्याला, टी स्टोर यू कॅन से दॅट, चहाची टपरे असतात बरोबर का. नाव प्रोग्राम इज नथिंग बट द सपोज यू हॅव टेकन द फ्रांचायझीज फ्रॉम एनी एजन्सीज. ओके, म्हणजे फ्रांचायझीज कुठून घेतो आपण, रेप्युटेड इंडस्ट्री जर असेल. ओके, नाव यू कॅन टेक द फ्रँचायसीज फ्रॉम दी दॅट इंडस्ट्री. म्हणजे काय करतो, एखादं मार्केटमध्ये जर नाव गाजलेलं आहे, ओके, विठ्ठल कामत, ओके, फॉर एक्झाम्पल हिरो, डिफरंट बाईक्स, ओके, टाटा प्रोडक्ट, महिंद्रा अँड महिंद्रा प्रोडक्ट्स, okay, ability, like that number of examples are there. Okay, now in that program and non-program is nothing but the whatever the standard way given by that franchise. Now this is nothing but the program, and non-programming is nothing but whatever you can vary them. Okay, you can vary them. This is the difference. Major and minor decision. Okay, so for major decision is nothing but major decision, you can say that the at the starting stage of the industry, this is a major decision. And minor is nothing but छोटे छोटे जर असतील, फॉर एक्झाम्पल suppose we want to take, suppose certainly tomorrow is a curfew in Pandharpur. Okay, now what will be there? Now college will be off. Okay, this is nothing but the minor decision, but lockdown will be there. Okay, this is a very huge period. Okay, 1 month, 2 months. So you have to take the major and minor decisions also. Hmm. Now routine and strategy decision. Whatever the scheduling, routine is nothing but the scheduling or the timetable or whatever the way of that work. Okay, now according to that you can manage the strategies, whatever the strategy you have to decide it. Okay, now organizational and the personal decision. Suppose uh, if there will be now last day I have given one message. Okay, so those who want to want work as volunteer in Magwari. Okay, so number of students they have given role, whatever the name to me. Okay, now this is nothing but the personal decision. You are having that authority. Okay, whenever I want to go or no. Okay, now what is the organizational? डायरेक्ट कॉलेजने सांगितलं तुम्हाला, सगळेजण व्हॉलेंटियर आहेत. ओके, नाव फॉर दॅट पर्पज दिस इज अ टू फॅक्टर्स. ओके, ऑर्गनायझेशनल अँड द पर्सनल डिसिजन. ओके, नाव यू हॅव टू फॉलो ऑर्गनायझेशनल डिसिजन. पर्सनल डिसिजन you can handle whatever the as per your requirement or as per your situation. Individual or group decision. Next type is the individual or group decision. Like that organization personal. Okay, same factor may be there. Policy and operation decision. Okay, policy is nothing but the different way or different rules and regulations. Okay, so that policy and operation is nothing but actually way whatever the procedure to complete that action. Okay, now this is a second last type of the decision. Last type, long term, departmental and non-economical decision. Okay, as like major and minor decision. Long term decision, suppose you have suppose there will be, suppose you have placed in different 2 or 3 companies. Okay, so this is a long term decision, which company I have to select, because whenever you will decide your career as the initial stage, okay, that may be your entire life's career. ओके, म्हणजे करिअरचा पहिला जो भाग असतो, सपोज फॉर एक्झाम्पल यू हॅव सिलेक्टेड द IT सेक्टर, डेफिनेटली युअर लाईफ, ओव्हरऑल लाईफ विल बी इन IT career. Okay, so this may be in long term. Okay, next is a departmental and non-economical decision. Now departmental is nothing but as per the different department. For example, if you require IT sector, if you require the core branch, core sector. Okay, so this is also another point of the type of decision, non-economical decision. Okay, non-economical decision is whenever the money factor is not there. Suppose if you want to do one job in industry, okay, definitely you require the whatever the salary. Okay, according to the different salary fluctuation in salary, you have to do, you can join the industry. Okay, or you may join that industry. Okay, So the some factors are non-economical also. Huh? For example, non-economical factors may be there. Okay, but these are very less factors. जनरली आपण ते आता आठवायला पाहिजे आपल्याला नॉन इकॉनॉमिकल फॅक्टर्स कारण की पैसा तर सगळीकडे लागतोय. ओके व्हॉट एव्हर द पर्सनल रिलेशन. ओके नाव हां ते एक एक्झाम्पल आहे बघा गोड बोलणं लोकांना. ओके नाव लिडरशिप क्वालिटी. गोड बोलायला काय पैसा लागतोय का पैसा. गोड बोलला म्हणजे 10 रुपये लागतात त्याला शिवाय द्यायला 20 रुपये लागतात किंवा फुकटमध्ये देता येतात असं काय का नाही. Okay, but these are the non-economical decisions. Okay, so according to that decision also you can grow with your industry. So these factors are or this is also one of the type of decision. And last point is a close relationship of the planning and controlling. Okay, so already I think our chapter is finished, but this is another requirement. Okay, so next chapter is a controlling. Okay, controlling and stopping. So we can start the next chapter, but before start the next chapter, because this is the first step of manager function. Okay, planning. Next is a controlling. No, what is a close relation of planning and or controlling? Okay, so what is a controlling? Controlling is nothing but the execution of planning. Now planning, implementation of whatever the plan, and controlling comparison plan with that result. If there will be any corrective action. Okay, if any corrective action required, you can change the planning. Okay, some there will be undesirable deviation. एक minute. Now this is a planning. Okay, I will give the information of the close relationship. Now this is a planning. Okay, now after what is the next step of planning? You will have to implementation of that planning. Okay, after implementation of that planning, controlling, comparing with the plan with result. Okay, whatever the planning we have decided. Okay, if there will be no any problem, you can no undesirable deviation, you can start your industry. Okay, but in planning or in organizing, in controlling, okay, if there will be undesirable effect may be there. Okay, म्हणजे क्वालिटी कमी येते तुमच्या प्रोडक्टची प्लॅनिंग वरून. Okay, something customer will not satisfied. Okay, so that is nothing but the undesirable deviations. If there will be any undesirable deviation, you have to finish and you have to overcome that. You have to take the corrective action on them and start your new planning. Okay, म्हणजे पुन्हा काय करणार तुम्ही प्लॅनिंग मध्ये चेंज करणार आणि आफ्टर दॅट प्लॅनिंग पुन्हा इम्प्लिमेंटेशन ऑफ दॅट प्लॅन, controlling of the comparing plan with result. If results are okay, your product will be in market. Okay, so this is a very close relationship planning and the controlling. So if the product will be very difficult or if market will not accept your product, okay, so what will be there? You can select the new plan for the product. Okay, so this is a close relationship in between the planning and controlling. Okay, now sorry, controlling, organizing, execution of planning, but controlling is nothing but measurement. Okay, or quality, you can say that. Controlling. So this is a close relation between the controlling. Okay, so this chapter is finished. Okay, if any doubt is there, okay, so you can ask me. So we will check what is the syllabus of our chapter. Okay, so we will stop here. Okay, I will take attendance. Okay, first of all I will stop the recording. If any doubt is there, you can ask me. So tomorrow from departmental side, okay, I will share the study material. Okay, all study material is ready. So I will provide all the subject material. Okay, if any doubt is there, you can ask me. So we will stop here. I will take attendance. Okay, so paste your roll number here.